All right, so we talked a little bit about what is art, and we said that from the outside of art, from society's perspective, what art is a financial asset. However, that's not what art is from the inside. And from the inside, art's really weird. It's a big dialogue. We talk about it a lot, and it's kind of nebulous as to how do you define it. And I think it's kind of obvious at this point that art isn't limited to things like painting and sculptures and drawings and music and dance and all the forms and genres and mediums of art. Those are mediums of art, but that's not what art is. And so it's a little bit hard because we have to be really clear about what we're talking about when we're talking about art. But what actually art is, it's a function of information processing. And it's a function of information processing that goes from larger spaces to composed subsets. So just go with me because that might sound a little bit weird. I thought art was, expression. It is. But what is expression? Expression is a choice. It is a choice to say, I choose this way of doing something rather than all other ways. And so in that regards, we can actually look at art with a really clear and simple definition, is that art is a process of information that moves into meaning and functionality out of chaos. So in a really classic and easy example of this is when you're looking at music. But when we're looking at music, when you're looking at a piano, you can, first of all, a piano, all the notes on the piano are very specific within 12 tet, which is 12 equal tone temperament. And that's a very reduced set of sounds versus all the sounds that are possible. It's a very, very small subset of it. So remember, with music, we're going from noise, which is just a bunch of sounds that are put together in haphazard ways, to a composed subset of noise. So first of all, we're saying, okay, we're not going to use all noises. If we're talking about piano, we're talking about a 12 tet instrument. That's a 12 tone equal temperament instrument. And then for a song is usually going to be written in a key or a few keys. And the key is a further subset of all of the possible combinations of a piano. So it's very mathematical in a lot of ways, and that's why it's a process of information, because we're going from larger sets to smaller sets. But in the process of going to smaller sets, we're increasing meaning. And so it's a really strange catch-22, or it's a reverse forward, where when you go smaller, you get bigger. And so you can look at, with writing, for example, 26 letters create all the words, right? And those 26 letters themselves are a very select subset of all the shapes that we can draw. And so that's why Chinese looks very different than the Roman alphabet, which looks very different than the Cyrillic alphabet. And so all of these things are subsets that create more information and more meaning, and the meaning is the function, right? And so what art is from the inside is that it is a process of information that seeks to compose larger sets of information in order to increase meaning and expression.